spirits of the Nephilim, the ancient ones.
Hello and welcome to the first in a hopefully long series called Let's Fix. This series is going to be dealing with how to take Diablo 3 systems one by one, whether it be crafting, leveling, progression, etc., and giving more positive elements and how to make them better, making them bigger and broader for the game community, as well as helping everyone get further advanced in the game. Now, with that said, the first one I'm going to tackle is crafting, specifically armor. And I feel this is a good place to start, even though we've gotten the addition of the new BOA armor pieces in patch 1.07. I feel that we could go further with it, tweak the system, make it better, make it broader, and make it generally more fun and make it more achievable for more people. So with that, we know itemization is an issue. We know that RNG can be too random. And we know that gems by themselves are pretty good, but why not give them another use? Now how can we do this? Now back in beta, everyone knows that we were going to get a third artisan called the Mystic. Now the Mystic was actually going to take the runes, which at that point were actually drops, going to break them down, giving us basically runic powder, and then we were going to turn that into the enchants. Now that seemed probably a little extreme, especially that runes are going to drop, so that would be too much of a decision. I feel too much of a scarcity issue as far as, do I keep this rune which is really good, or do I get rid of it for like this really good enchant for a weapon that I'll have for a long time? But we can take from the ashes of that artisan and what was originally going to happen, and we actually apply it to armor. Now how are we going to do that? Now this will actually give more control to the player, and it will actually give us more control over what we get on armor pieces, but it will not be 100% success rate, and there will be a lot of crafting a piece of armor multiple times, using a material, so it will balance out, but we'll get more of an opportunity of getting the affix that we want. Now, how is this going to be done? The way it will be done is that we will basically take a gem, whatever it happens to be, a ruby, emerald, whatever, and we'll bring it to the jewel crafter. And essentially the way it will work is we will get powder. Now there's going to be one stage of powder, and it'll start at the flawless gem level, and then every gem level above that will get 3 times more. So the flawless could be 1, the next one above that will give us 3, 9, so on and so forth. And the way that will work is those powders will be colored just like the gems, and they will control what affixes can be rolled on a piece of armor. So for rubies, for instance, it will be the strength, stat, average damage, percent damage, and attack speed. For emeralds, it will be dexterity, critical hit, critical chance, and attacks per second. For amethyst, it will be vitality, life on hit, life steal, and life percentage. And finally ending with topaz will be intellect, all resist, adding another socket to the piece of armor, and damage versus elites. Now, those are just my suggestions. I try to make each one kind of fit what is used for on weapons and or armor right now, and just try to make it more relative. But we can also expand those affixes or change them around. I'm just making a suggestion. Now, I've already told you how to gather it. Now, I've made a mock-up image of how it would work. Basically, when you go to the craftsman, you'd put in your mats, it would tell you how many, and then there would be up to 3 additional spots that you could put a powder in. And basically what you're doing is locking in with the potential for one of the affixes that I just explained before. You could put in 3 green, you could put in 2 green and 1 ruby, you could put in 1 emerald's worth, 1 amethyst worth, and 1 topaz worth. What you're trying to do is say, okay, I would like to get this Basically, I would like to try to get life percentage, another socket, and attack speed on this piece of armor or weapon if we get to that point. And basically what it does, it just lets you have more control. Instead of going through 10 pieces of random armor, you're going through 10 armor pieces where you're basically controlling more or less what you're getting. And especially when you combine it with the BOA pieces where you're controlling the primary stat, it'll actually narrow down the RNG to a more, I would think, livable level as far as crafting cost versus the sheer amount of tries it'll take you, whether you get lucky in the first one or the 100th or the 200th, so on and so forth. Now, I believe that this is a good way of doing it. It uses the existing gem system, you're just breaking them down, so the gem economy would actually go up, but it would go up not because of just Marquise gems, where only the top tier level characters and players will be able to use them, but also for the people just like you and me, and for people who are just entering the level 60 realm. They'll be able to do this, get better weapons, get better armor, and it won't take a fortune plus more just to be Monster Power 5. They'll actually be able to get to Monster Power 7, and the game itself will be elevated for everyone. I know some of you may not like that, but the game community as a whole has to be brought up more, because to have the increasing gap between players who are at the very top and the very bottom just continue with gold, especially with there's no ladder, so all the armor that exists will just keep on persisting. There's no real way for the lobby people to get up there as far as gear unless they have an avenue through crafting, or there's a gear reset where there's an opportunity. So that's it. Just a simple little system addition to the crafting. Let me know what you think. Always remember to like the video, do a comment, subscribe to the channel for the next one in the series, and hope you enjoy. Bye.